Hello and welcome to News from Arcadia. What is Arcadia? Arcadia is a digital magazine published by MCDM Productions. You can either buy it from MCDM online shopping or you can subscribe to their Patreon. Arcadia is also available now on Roll20 and Fantasy Ground marketplaces. I'm going to review one article every week. The articles are going to be about adventures, new class options, new magic items. I will try to provide an idea of what you are going to get from the article, and I will also add my thoughts on how I would use it in my games. This week we are going to review the adventure The Well of the Lost Gods. It's a 12-page adventure for 4 to 5 8-level characters, which you can find on number 2 of Arcadia. What is the premise of this adventure? Recently there was an earthquake in this area. The earthquake opened a rift into an otherwise sealed magic laboratory. The chaotic energies from the laboratory are creating havoc on the town of Ashted. Luceldis, Ashted's burgmaster, asks the help of the adventurer to ascertain what happened. While the adventurers are in the city, the inn itself is engulfed in a magical green crystal. Now the adventurers have to find the rift and discover a way to save the city and the patrons of the inn. What type of adventure this is? The adventure is very linear. Indeed, the adventurers arrive in town and get the mission, investigate the strange object which they found in the city, travel to the laboratories, fight their way into the lab, fix the generator and save the day. The adventure is a mix of science and magic. The whole laboratory has a heavy sci-fi feeling. The creatures and the magic items are more derived from sci-fi than from magic. The adventure can become very combat-oriented. The adventurers could face between 1 to 5 encounters plus the final battle. Excluding the final battle, each fight is going to include 4 to 8 creatures, so they are going to be a little long. If the adventurers choose to fight their way through, it's going to be quite tough. Role-playing chances are going to be mainly in the city, to gather information about the laboratory. There is a dungeon with 2 levels, so some exploration is guaranteed. What are the NPCs in this adventure? In Ashted, Luceldis, of course, the burgmaster who asked the help of the adventurers. Gautia, the local sage, who is studying the magic phenomena. Naulak, the only survivor in the previous expedition sent to investigate the earthquake, and Brandar, the owner of the inn. Adventurers are going to meet LC, a magical artificial intelligence who is trying to help the adventurers in succeeding their quest. As for the monster, they are going to be almost exclusively constructs, i.e. robots. There is going to be a magic defender, which is a silver-plated armor wielding a great sword or a beam blaster. There is going to be a magic seeker, who is a large worm-like creature attacking with tentacles. I added in myself the image of a lamprey. There is going to be a pulse echo, which is an elemental creature using lightning damage instead of fire, water, air, or earth. There is going to be, of course, the steel sentry, who is a serpent-like creature, powerful enough to challenge an adult dragon with legendary actions. What kind of magic items are the adventurers going to find? They are going to find things which you could find in a Star Trek episode, like a medkit or a laser beam, some sort of armor. Of course, they are going to be described in terms which will make sense for a fantasy adventure. A few additional notes. The adventure comes with nice high-resolution maps for virtual tabletop, which aligns very nicely with the grids. There is at least the evocative image of the inn engulfed by the green crystal, and there are also some historical notes to expand the adventure. As for the flexibility of this adventure and how you can use it, the adventure of course can be well run in one shot. Since it's for 8-level characters, it will appeal players who are a little more experienced, who have been playing in a campaign for quite some time and now wants to try something different. The hooks to adapt this to an existing campaign are also there, meaning that the events could be happening to a village which is the base for the adventurers. Of course, you will have to evaluate if the sci-fi feeling resonates with your players. As a starting point for a campaign, I would suggest you to get inspired by this adventure and build a campaign around the lore suggested by it, so that at some point you can throw this adventure in and then possibly have your players fly to different dimensions using the restored facility. I haven't played the adventure yet, even though I should do it by the end of this week. I feel that it could be tough for adventurers, maybe a little less for 5. It's going to be a very combat-oriented adventure, which is okay for me. I like the fact that there are a lot of notes on how to expand the adventure. The Well of the Lost Gods is on number 2 of Arcadia. I hope you enjoyed this review. If so, please drop a like, and if you want to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe.